talk power like it's God, but power don't mean peace. Power just means pain. Welcome to the West Tape, bitch, where we don't bow, we speak. You in suits, we in boots. You press buttons, we bury youth. Another speech, another front page lie, while the streets stay hot and the poor kids die. Talking borders like we cattle and pens, while you toast with blood, money, and conference dens. You make laws, but we feel the heat. Your power's just war with a diplomatic beat. Power ain't peace, it's a puppet with teeth. It's a crown on a coffin and lies underneath. You rule, we bleed, that's the global design. While they feast on fear, we starve on the line. Power ain't peace, just a mask for control. They burn down homes, then offer patrol. You play king, we pay in grief. Ain't no justice when power ain't peace. Presidents act like a cartel dons, smiling for the press while the war goes on. Banking off chaos, stacking off pain, starting beef overseas just to boost that name. You call it freedom, we call it fraud. Ain't nothing free when it's backed by a squad. Diplomacy's dead, buried under greed. Now the missiles talk louder than the ones in need. Power ain't peace, it's a puppet with teeth. It's a crown on a coffin and lies underneath. You rule, we bleed, that's the global design. While they feast on fear, we starve on the line. Power ain't peace, just a mask for control. They burn down homes, then offer patrol. You play king, we pay in grief. Ain't no justice when power ain't peace. Oh, they say, believe they say, but every war feel the same. Same faces, same pain. Power, nah, it ain't nothing but murder in the suit. The West Tape don't salute, we shoot truth. You build walls, we break through. You start fights, we lose crew. You send bombs, we send sons. Then preach about peace when the damage done. Fuck your titles, fuck your flags. When kids sleep in rubble and the sky turns black. If power means silence and control means grief, then fuck your throne, that ain't peace, that's a thief. Power ain't peace, it's a puppet with teeth. It's a crown on a coffin and lies underneath. You rule, we bleed, that's the global design. While they feast on fear, we starve on the line. Power ain't peace, just a mask for control. They burn down homes, then offer patrol. You play king, we pay in grief. Ain't no justice when power ain't peace. If power's your gospel, then war is your sermon. And peace was buried long ago. Only real ones speaking now. This is the West Tape. Loud, raw, unforgiving that.
This is the West Tape Final Broadcast. If anyone still listens, signal crackles.
They thought silence was victory, but we carved truth into vinyl. They drop bombs, we drop bass lines. They built walls, we built rhythm. And when the lights went out, our frequency stayed lit. Signal crackles. This ain't the end. This is the archive of smoke, of scars, of songs they try to bury in ash. My funk don't die. It transmits. If you hear this, then know they failed. Because somewhere, a kid's still scribbling rhymes in a war zone. A speaker still humming through blackout nights. And somewhere in the rubble, there's still a beat. This ain't the end. This is the archive of smoke, of scars, of songs they try to bury in ash. But funk don't die. It transmits.
was gospel and distortion. And this is the war tape. Final transmission. Cuts out.
Money talks, Missy scream. And while they print more bills, we bury more dreams. This the West tape, where the funk exposes fraud. Gold chains dangle while the sky turns red. Another check cash for the lives they bled. Contracts signed with a fountain pen, but the ink that's oil, blood and sin. Big suits toast while the poor reload. Stock market jump when the country explodes. Freedom, they chant from a private jet while we count caskets and they hedge bets. War's just business in a flag disguise, with ad campaigns and televised lies. So next time the anthem makes you stand, just know you clapping for a butcher with a brand.
Dead presidents lie, missiles, money stacked tall while the truth gets whittled. Flashy on top, but the core so cold. Killing for peace, same story resolved. Dead presidents lie, missiles, blood on the bills, but they call it civil. Flags wave proud while the cities fall, and the rich get rich when they bomb us all.
They selling war like sneakers and phones. New model every year, same broken homes. Lobbyists smiling while the tanks roll in, and the kids learn hate before they learn to sin. Politicians pose, medals on chests, but can't name the towns they turn to death. They cut school funds to buy new guns. They blame the poor when the damage done. You see missiles, they see meals. You see ruin, they see deals. It ain't about size, just supply and demand. And blood moves faster than the law can stand.
Dead presidents lie, missiles, money stacked tall while the truth gets whittled. Flashy on top, but the core so cold. Killing for peace, same story resolved. Dead presidents lie, missiles, blood on the bills, but they call it civil. Flags wave proud while the cities fall, and the rich get rich when they bomb us all.
It's not about defense, it's about dividends. Not democracy, just a man. Every blast makes a banker smile, and every war makes Wall Street wild. The West tape ain't food, are you? Don't follow the flags, follow the funds. You'll find the truth where the black ink runs. They turn nations into spreadsheets and count lives in quarterly heat. Ain't no justice when cash writes the script, when peace is a product and war is the drip. So light another cigar for the body count and raise a toast for the death discount.
Dead presidents lie, missiles, money stacked tall while the truth gets whittled. Flashy on top, but the core so cold. Killing for peace, same story resolved. Dead presidents lie, missiles, we the ones buried, they the ones and civil. This ain't war, this a high-end heist, with graves paved in American Christ, yeah. Welcome to the marketplace of war, where death is a bargain and lies come gold-plated. This is the West tape. Count your blessings in your bodies.
The choir don't sing in cathedrals no more. It sings through smoke, through hunger, through beats. It's the West tape, where the prayers hit pavement. Ashes fall like snow in the hood, where the halos cracked and nothing feels good. Sunday sermons drowning drone flybys, but grandma still hums through the lullabies. Cross on her neck, cross on the street, praying on corners with holes in her feet. Faith ain't soft, it's carved in stone, and every psalm is whispered through a metrophone. She light candles next to gasoline tanks, saying God hears better when the world blanks. This ain't salvation, this survival's face. We kneel in gun smoke and still ask grace. Concrete prayers echo in the air, rise from the cracks in concrete prayers. Old heads preach from the barbershop booth, saying prophets wear Jordans and spit the truth. Little homie got scriptures on his chest, tattooed lines that bleed under stress. Every alley got a pulpit and smoke, where the hustlers teach more than the priest ever spoke. You want gospel, it's right here in grime, in the break beats between war and time. This ain't choir robes, it's Kevlar hoodies. This ain't Holy Land, it's misunderstoodies, but still we sing, even off key, cause faith ain't perfect, just gotta be free. Concrete prayers echo in the air, guide you there, we barely care. Still we speak in beats and flares, hope lives low in concrete prayers. Neon lights and airstrike nights, still we dream through endless fights. Ain't no church, but the faith still dares to rise from the cracks in concrete prayers. They said God is above, but we below. So we build altars out of ashtrays, turn sirens into hymns. This ain't blasphemy, this survival. This is the West Tape, the holy grail of the hopeless. Street lights flicker like faded psalms. Every flicker prayer, every breath this psalms. But we walk still, scarred and proud, singing truths the angels ain't allowed. We don't beg, we build with soul, from broken glass and EBT rolls. Ain't no organ, just 808s, but God still listens through these gates. So bless the grime, bless the sound, bless the dreams that never back down. We rise, not cause we're chosen, but cause we got nowhere left but up from the broken. Concrete prayers echo in the air, God you there, we barely care. Still we speak in beats and flares, hope lives low in concrete prayers. Neon lights and airstrike nights, still we dream through endless fights. Ain't no church, but the faith still dares to rise from the cracks in concrete prayers. Dear God, I'm still here. The West Tape, amen, and bass slides.
One war, three voices, no flags, just fate. This is the West Tape, where the truth ain't black and white. Boots in the dirt, I was 20 and blind. Swore an oath to a flag, not knowing the line. They trained me to fight, not to question the cause. Taught me to shoot, not to read the laws. They dropped me in dust with a loaded mind. Told me the threats, but all I saw was kind. Little girl with a dog got caught in my scope, and the silence that follows still chokes my throat. Now I wake with sweat, hand gripping a ghost. Not a hero, just haunted by the lives I toast. You call it service, I call it debt, cause I gave them my youth and still ain't slept.
Martyrs and microphones, one dies for change, one speaks what's gone. Truth got a cost and the beat pays slow. 3 stories, one echo, the West Tape knows.
Raised on books, fed up with lies. I saw friends vanish for just trying to rise. My city wore gas masks more than smiles, and the streets held fire for 1,000 miles. I marched with my fists and a heart full of rage. Got tear gas truth on every page. They said I was chaos, a threat to the peace, but I just want rights you hand out on lease. Lock me up, call me enemy loud, but you can't cage a mind or silence a crowd. And if I fall, play this beat when I'm gone, cause I died for tomorrow with my Nike still on.
Martyrs and microphones, one dies for change, one speaks what's gone. Truth got a cost and the beat pays slow. 3 stories, one echo, the West Tape knows. Martyrs and microphones, one dies for change, one speaks what's gone. Truth got a cost and the beat pays slow. 3 stories, one echo, the West Tape knows.
I don't know why the sky went red, or why my sister ain't get out of bed. I just know mama cried every night till the bomb hit her house and stole the light. They said wrong place, they said wrong time, but I was 5 playing with toys, not crime. Now I talk to shadows, eat with ghosts, and count my age by the funerals most. No school, just rubbling wires, but I found beats in the burning tires. I rap to survive, I rhyme to cope. Every bar a scar, every hook is hope.
Martyrs and microphones, one dies for change, one speaks what's gone. Truth got a cost and the beat pays slow. 3
for every soul caught where the silence roams. So when they ask what side you on, say none. Say truth. Say the West Tape, where the martyrs live on, and microphones live on.
What's the body count today? And whose body got counted? They keep the stats, but never the names. You tuned into the West Tape, where every soul still echoes.
Another airstrike, just a footnote line. They log the deaths, but never mark mine. Numbers roll in like the daily news, but a name ain't worth shit if it ain't on the views. Tears fall quiet, they don't trend online, but the stocks go up every time we decline. They count the shells, not the screams at night. They count the deaths, but never ask if it's right. Ain't nobody counting our names. We ghosts in headlines, lost in the flames. Collateral soul in a capital game. They profit off pain, then shift the blame. Ain't nobody counting our names, just numbers they drop, but never explain. We the echoes, the ash, the stories untold, still singing from the rubble like truth turn gold. They chart destruction, but not the dreams. They weaponize silence and monetize screams. Strategic targets, that's what they say. But I buried my cousin just yesterday. What's a life worth when the cameras leave? What's justice mean when only liars grieve? You give them stats, I give you scars. This ain't a war, it's a world built off ours. Ain't nobody counting our names. We ghosts in headlines, lost in the flames. Collateral soul in a capital game. They profit off pain, then shift the blame. Ain't nobody counting our names, just numbers they drop, but never explain. We the echoes, the ash, the stories untold, still singing from the rubble like truth turn gold. They don't send help, they send labels. They don't mourn death, they calculate impact. But you can't erase a soul, especially one trapped in the beat. This is the West Tape, the voice of what they call collateral. We ain't martyrs, we ain't threats. We're mothers and sons with unpaid debts. Left behind while the flags wave clean. Erased from the scroll, but we still in the scene. So next time you count, don't stop at 10. Think of the faces that won't rise again. This ain't revenge, this is memories told. One verse at a time for every collateral soul. Ain't nobody counting our names. We ghosts in headlines, lost in the flames. Collateral soul in a capital game. They profit off pain, then shift the blame. Ain't nobody counting our names, but we here still breathing through every beat of the West Tape 1. It ain't fall, it's history burning slow. This ain't peace, it's just war dressed in shadows. You tuned in, this is the West Tape, and the smoke tells the truth. Sirens sing like lullabies in red. Children learn silence before they learn bread. Walls shake with names that never make the press, while the skyline fades under fabricated stress. No sleep, just waiting for light to fall. Each boom writes scripture on a crumbled wall, and the air tastes bitter with secondhand fear. They preach freedom, but sell it
Smoke
like beer.
over Tehran, prayers in the street. Hope gets choked where the skyline meets. A city on edge with no side to choose. Just people with lives, they got nothing to lose. Smoke over Tehran, hearts beat low, while kings play chess from thrones they stole. You call it defense, we call it deceit, and the cost is written where the air don't breathe.
New Newsfeed blind, got the filters on high. Only show ruins when the colors comply. Missiles don't ask what God you claim. They just kiss the roof and forget the name. No glory here, just ghosts and dust. No justice loud, only whisper trust. Sanctions bite, but the soul still stands. Still dancing slow under skyscraper hands.
Smoke over Tehran, prayers in the street. Hope gets choked where the skyline meets. A city on edge with no side to choose. Just people with lives, they got nothing to lose. Smoke over Tehran, hearts beat low while kings play chess from thrones they stole. You call it defense, we call it deceit, and the cost is written where the air don't breathe.
It ain't war if nobody declared it. It ain't peace if silence is forced. It ain't choice when both roads end in ruin. This ain't survival. This is endurance and smoke. Still they sing, even with lungs full of ash. Still they dream, even when time moves fast. Mothers braid hope in the children's hair, while the skyline flickers in radiation glare. But we ain't broken, just bruised and awake. Still praying under stars that missiles can't fake. So if you hear sirens, don't just look away, cause smoke never lies, it just shows decay.
Smoke over Tehran, prayers in the street. Hope gets choked where the skyline meets. A city on edge with no side to choose. Just people with lives, they got nothing to lose. Smoke over Tehran,
but the spirit still shines. You can silence a voice.
Smoke over Tehran,
not the West tape rhymes.
Not every scream makes the news. Some die quiet. This one's not for sides. This is for the silence. This is the West tape, echoing truth. Nets.
One shoe in the rubble, one name on the wall, one a prayer in the dark that no one recalls. Kites in the sky turn to drones that sting, while a mother hums hope that don't mean a thing. Glass on the floor, ashes in the bed, stories untold cause the storytellers fled. No headlines here, just sand and grief, where the sky weeps fire and the ground offers no relief.
These are echoes from Gaza floating on wind. They don't choose a side, they just never end. You can bomb a home but not a memory, and pain don't care for your flag or decree. These are echoes from Gaza over broken stones, still whispering truth through a dial tone. This ain't a protest, it's a prayer and beat, a lullaby for the lives war chose to delete.
A soccer ball rolls through a sniper scope, while a father trades dreams for the thread of hope. Electric goes out, but the crime remains. Can't kill the song in a child's veins. Ceilings collapse, but a brother still sings through a windowless world where freedom has wings, but can't fly far. Walls clip his grace, so he hums to the stars in the sky full of waste.
These are echoes from Gaza floating on wind. They don't choose a side, they just never end. You can bomb a home, but not a memory, and pain don't care for your flag or decree. These are echoes from Gaza over broken stones, still whispering truth through a dial tone. This ain't a protest, it's a prayer and beat, a lullaby for the lives war chose to delete.
You say necessary force, but what do you call a child with no bed? A dream cut in half, a school turned grave. The echo don't need blame, it just needs someone to listen. The West tape hears them, do you?
Smoke lingers long after sirens fade, and silence ain't peace, it's just death delayed. If you listen real close past the spin in disguise, you'll hear lullabies beneath satellite lies. No justice in rubble, no mercy in might, only tears under stars that forgot how to light. So we leave this beat like a rose on a tomb, for the names unspoken and the truths they exhume.
These are echoes from Gaza floating on wind. They don't choose a side, they just never end. You can bomb a home but not a memory, and pain don't care for your flag or decree. These are echoes from Gaza, just echoes, still echoing, only on the West tape paralash.
don't choose sides. Neither do the dead. Silence louder than sirens. You're tuned in to the echoes of the West Tape.
Ash in the wind, blood on the screen. Children drawing tanks where the flowers should have been. Leaders talk peace while the bombs still drop. News feed scrolls but the truth don't pop. One side says God, the other screams land, while the silence between them swallows what's planned. Flags wave high over graves they deny, and nobody asks who had the right to cry.
Shells in the sky, silence on the ground. Truth buried deep when no one makes a sound. Left, right, wrong, we don't pick a name. Only know the people always die the same. Smoke in the lungs, stories undone. Still they spin tales under a no-setting sun. This ain't about who's right, just what remains in the ruins of reason. All that echoes is pain.
Blocks dead, not a groove in sight. Just bass lines trembling like a drone at night. Civilians turn hashtags, blame gets tossed, while the innocent rot under marble and boss. It's a chess game played with bones and fear, but the kings never bleed, just the ones near. From Tehran to Tel Aviv, from Gaza to dust, the rich count gold while the poor count trust.
Shells in the sky, silence on the ground. Truth buried deep when no one makes a sound. Left, right, wrong, we don't pick a name. Only know the people always die the same. Smoke in the lungs, stories undone. Still they spin tales under a no-setting sun. This ain't about who's right, just what remains in the ruins of reason. All that echoes is pain.
If your God needs missiles, if your borders need bodies, if your pride needs silence, then maybe it's not truth you're fighting for. This is the West Tape, and we just listen. Sons with no fathers, daughters in rage. Whole generations raised in a cage. No Netflix for war, no filters for screams. Just nighttime prayers and dead-end dreams. So we ride slow through the smoke and sin. No flags in the back, just the pain within. This song ain't a weapon, it's a eulogy clean for the voices unheard and shells and silence unseen.
Shells in the sky, silence on the ground. Truth buried deep when no one makes a sound. Left, right, wrong, we don't pick a name. Only know the people always die the same. Smoke in the lungs, stories undone. Still they spin tales under a no-setting sun. This ain't about who's right, just what remains, just what remains. Just pain. Pain.
You hear that? Exactly. This is the West Tape, where silence says it all.
Blowing slow through LA streets while they dropping bombs halfway across the seas, but my chrome's still clean, baby. Welcome to the madness, welcome to the West Tape. Brown Sunday cruise with the bass turned loud. Palm trees wave while they gas up a crowd. CNN on mute, just the speakers talk, but behind every headline there's a chalk block. Candy paint glisten like the truth never cracked, but behind that shine, lies stacked on stacks. Politicians play war like a game of chess, but we just tryna look fly and dodge the stress. False flags and chrome rims, sun in the sky while they plot in the dark. We just riding high, they launching schemes while we bouncing beams. It's a beautiful dream with corrupted scenes. False flags and chrome rims, rolling with pride, but the streets no more than what cameras hide. You can't bomb the truth, it always swims, even through the funk of false flags and chrome. Lowrider love, barbecue in the back, while satellites track every move in Iraq. We posting pics, they posting troops. They taking oil, we taking loops. I hit a switch, they pull a string. They wave a flag, we let the West swing. This ain't ignorance, it's rebellion in style. Smile wide while they lie in a military file. False flags and chrome rims, sun in the sky while they plot in the dark. We just riding high, they launching schemes while we bouncing beams. It's a beautiful dream with corrupted scenes. False flags and chrome rims, rolling with pride, but the cameras high, you can't bomb the truth. It always swims, even through the funk of folk. It's the greatest trick ever told. Distract them with culture while the world burns cold. They flash flags, we flash lights. They sell fear, we sell baby. The West tape sees both sides of the chrome. I sip juice in my ride while they leak fake tapes. Tuck propaganda and policies and drapes. They fund both sides, then act confused. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to keep my Cortez shoes. Streetwise scholars, we peep the bluff. Paint jobs flawless, but the world's still rough. So I bump that G-Funk with a smirk on my face. Knowing they wage wars we ain't even faced. False flags and chrome rims, sun in the sky while they plot in the dark. We just ride and hide, they launching schemes while we bouncing beams. It's a beautiful dream with corrupted seams. False flags and chrome rims, rolling with pride, but the streets know more than what cameras hide. You can't bomb the truth, it always swims. We still rolling through false flags and chrome rims. So while they print war in newspapers, we print joy in candy paint. You see the irony? They build destruction, we build style. This is the West tape, where funk meets the facts.